All right, so I had quite a few people absent today, so I want to make sure I go through the review so that you have full access to that for your test tomorrow. Okay, so this is a Unit 1 test. It's basically covering all equations, inequalities, and literal equations. Okay, word problems as well. All right, so we're going to start. I'm just going to go through. Like I said, I go kind of quick. If you need to pause or rewind, feel free to do that. All right, and we're just going to get started. Start rolling. All right. So I'm going to start with number 1 using my distributive property. So that's going to give me negative 5x plus 10 minus 1x minus 2. Combine like terms on the same side. So that negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. And 10 minus 2 is 8. Subtract 8 on both sides. And then divide by negative 6, and x should equal negative 7. Okay, number 2, same thing. We're going to start with our distributive property. Combine like terms on the same side. Oops. 8 minus 6 is 2. All right, and then we're going to go from here. Okay, I'm going to move my 3k from the left to the right, and you're going to notice that they cancel on both sides. Bring down what's left, and remember, if your variables cancel and it makes a true statement, 2 does equal 2, our answer is infinitely many solutions. Okay? All right, number 3. This is an understood negative 1, just like it was here, but people are seeming to forget that. Okay, so that's going to turn that into a negative 7w and a negative 12. 3w minus 7w gives me negative 4w, and now it is a variables on both sides equation. Ignore that. Sorry. So I'm going to move my letters to the left. So that gives me negative 6w minus 12 equals negative 6. We're going to add 12. So negative 6w is going to equal positive 6. And our last step will be to divide by negative 6. And w should equal negative 1. Okay, number 4. Negative 7a plus 21 equals 11 minus 7a. Move the 7a over. Okay, so here we go again. It cancels on both sides, and I'm left with 21 equals 11. That is a false statement, so our answer is no solution. So in both of these, your variables completely canceled, and we were left with a true statement and then a false statement. Okay, so that's the difference in the answers. All right, distributive on number 5. Combine like terms. Remember, you don't change the signs unless they're on opposite sides of the equal sign. So now I'm going to move my 2 in. And a couple people asked me today why these didn't cancel, because these are the same. They're not opposite signs. So that's 4 in. Okay, then we're going to move our 36. And then our last step is to divide. Y'all, these steps are seriously repeated so many times every single day. You just have to keep up with them. All right, 16y minus y is 15y. Negative 12 plus 5 is negative 7. And y equals negative 3. All right, so 1 through 6 are simple equations, multi-step, variables on both sides, distributive property, combining like terms, everything added into one. Okay, there's not going to be very many simple problems anymore. Okay, so you got to get used to this. All right, now 7 and 8, there's 2 problems like this tomorrow on the test. These are your literal equations. So remember, this is where we're just getting whatever variable they're asking for by themselves. Okay, so like for the first one, for number 7, they're asking us to get t by itself. So I'm just going to divide by PR. That cancels over here. And I am left with t on this side equals I divided by PR. And that is my answer. One of these is multiple choice tomorrow. The other one, you do have to write your answer. All right, so same thing for number 8. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this AX because I'm trying to get Y by itself. So I'm going to move AX first. Remember, we can't subtract C and AX, so we just leave it C minus AX. Okay, and then to get Y all by itself, we're going to go and we're going to divide by B. So our answer does look somewhat confusing, but C minus AX all over B. All right, so there's 2 of those. Okay. All right, now starting with number 9, 10, I think 11 and 12 maybe. Yeah, those are inequalities. So remember, there's only one special situation with inequalities, and that means that if you divide by a negative or multiply by a negative, you have to flip your inequality sign. Everything else is exactly like we've been doing with equations. Okay, so I'm going to start by distributing. Okay, rearrange. Everything is the same so far. All right, so then right here, I'm going to divide by negative 2. So I'm dividing by a negative. So you're going to notice my sign is going to flip. And my answer is x is less than or equal to 5. Okay. So again, if you divide by a negative, you have to flip your sign. So just put a little note there so that you remember that. Okay. All right, number 10. Left side stays the same. 2x minus 18 minus 3x. Combine our like terms here. Two negatives stay negative. All right, and then we're going to, okay, we did not divide, 6 is not negative, so we did not divide by a negative, so we do not flip our sign. Oops. Sorry, y'all. It's kind of ugly. Okay, did not need to flip our sign. Again, pause, rewind, whatever you need to do. Okay, number 11. Distributive property first. Okay, none of your inequalities, I talked about this in class, none of your inequalities will be no solution or infinitely many solutions. We don't do those in Math 1. Okay. So we are going to divide again by a negative, so I am going to flip that sign, and x should be greater than 1. A little hard to see that, sorry. All right, and the last one of these before our word problems. Didn't need to flip there. So here we are. Okay, word problems. Remember, first thing is define them. So here the smaller number is going to be x, and the larger number is 5 more than. So that means we add 5 to twice the smaller number, which means 2x. All right, sum means we add. So 3x plus 5 equals 80. All right, so x is 25, which is our small number. Okay, and then to get our large number, we're going to plug that small number back in. 2 times 25, which is 50, and 50 plus 5 is 55. Okay. As part of their government class, Maddie and Ryan. So we have Maddie and we have Ryan. Had to log volunteer hours in their community. Ryan volunteered for 1 more than 3 times Maddie. So Maddie is X, 1 more than 3 times. All together means we're going to add that, and that equaled 45. So 4x plus 1 equals 45, and again, it's a two-step equation. All right, so x is 11. X was Maddie. So we know Maddie is 11, but it asks for Ryan. So I need to plug it back in. 3 times 11 is 33, and 33 plus 1 is 34. Okay, a rectangle has a length that is 6 inches less than, so that means minus 6, twice the width is 2x. Opposite sides are the same, so we're going to add that up. And when I add that up, remember these are 1, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6x. Negative 6 and negative 6 is minus 12, and that equals the 54 that's in the problem. Y'all, two-step equations, I told you they are the base of 90% of what we do. Okay, so x is 11, and x is representing our width. And then I need to find my length, so I'm going to do 2 times 11, which is 22, and 22 minus 6 is 16. All right, and our last word problem, the sum of 2 consecutive odds. So remember, if we're consecutive odd, we're x and x plus 2. The sum of that means we're going to add those together, which is going to give me 2x plus 2 is equal to 148. Two-step. So x is 73, and the next odd number after 73 is 75. Okay, make sure that you do bring your review and your notebook to class tomorrow, because remember, your test is in fact open notebook.